Torch to light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friend. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. Hi, people out there in YouTube land. Yes, I'm live, and yes, it seems like I'm right in the middle of the hurricane, but I just stepped outside of my house and there is no wind. You can hear the crickets chirping away, and it's like, wow, I'm surprised. So I decided to go ahead and let's do some let's do some glass. Turns out David Gruber is not going to be able to be with me today, so I've got to do this solo. I am going to try to conglomerate the names. It turns out only like about 15 or 20 people wanted to be in the thing, so I'm going to randomize it. And actually, I'm not really set up for that. I figured it wasn't going to happen, so I, my fault. But I will uh, tomorrow evening randomize the numbers and get it set up. If anybody else is interested or whatever, give me just a second. I'm also going to be doing a split screen here, so if anybody is live listening to this, I can see the chat in the chat room. It's I've got one monitor that I usually watch everything on, and I have a laptop. So I'm going to make this uh, uh, where I can see me on the screen since it's just me, but that's beside the point. Um, Now let me see if I can get this over to there. Right. No, I don't. Let's go down there. Shut that down. I'm not even knowing if I'm live or not. Let's get there and find out. Right. Let's see. Where am I at? Not on that page. Next page. Next. There we are. See if anybody's in the live chat room yet. No, just me. No, someone else is watching. Hey, that's nice. Or at least there were two. I'm not listening to myself in the chat room, so if you want to say something, go ahead. I am going to be doing a demonstration today since it is alive, and like I say, the way things are going, I may as well do something with my time here. Um, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to look for one quick piece. Let me see. How can I do that? Oh, I know how I can do that. Do I have that out? I should have that out here. It's here somewhere. I thought it was. Oh, there it is. And this is going to get a little weird, a little dark. But let's see if I'm going to turn off my regular lamp lights out here and turn on my and find some glow sticks. That's a piece of uranium glass going on here. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I also have a couple of pieces that are done and ready to go here. That's one way to find out your uranium, or actually they call it Illuminati, excuse me. Illuminati glass is what most people call it at this point in the stage of the game. I'm trying to see, I thought I had another couple of long pieces here somewhere, but when you want it, it's never around. So I'm going to change this and do with it what I want. And now I'm going to turn back on the bright light. Yay! Hey, I can see again. That's great. Um, but due to the hurricane and me not being or thinking it wasn't going to happen, I decided not to really go and do the get the randomizer ready to go for the winning numbers. And it turns out again we only got like about 12 people. that's interested. Maybe it was 15. I can't remember. It's inside anyway. Um, Let me switch camera angles here. Oops, no, how can I do that? There I am. Ooh, doing three things at once. When you're your own cameraman and your own, no, not that one. That one. There we go. Oh, some of it didn't drift or drift here. Sorry about this. I have it sort of in place. Oh, we're going to have some problems with this, aren't we? That's the welding shade. Come on. Have it held into place with welding shade. I mean duct tape, and the duct tape seems to be unsticking at the moment, but that'll work for us, right? Right. There we go. For the time being, halfway through it'll probably start drooping again. Now, that's the one thing about life. You never know what's going to happen until it does. So I see that at least one person is watching this video, and if you want to type something and say hello, I'd appreciate it. And I see that in the main screen this time instead of off to the side. I mean, instead of front of me. Well, anyway, so that I can see people talking or chatting with me instantaneously. I guess that's the main thing I guess would say. Maybe I should also put this on, tell people that I am doing a live video at this point, but we'll leave it at this. Who else needs to watch, right? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to encase, this is Illuminati. That's the one, that's the glow stick that I just found a little while ago. And with the Illuminati, uh, encasing it helps to stretch out the glass itself, and it still looks pretty that way. And sometimes it's better to go ahead and layer it on something else and then encase it into something. But this is going to be an interesting little piece that I decided to do. Inspired by a new Facebook friend that I gathered. They want a fly, a glow, black light, or UV reactive fly. So I am going to do a UV reactive fly for them, which is using Illuminati. Right. We'll get there. And after that, we'll definitely let's see what else goes on. Oops, of course, cold welds tend to fail if you don't seal them or put a good seal on the weld. And you want it to be a good seal. Make it cold anyway. It's pretty interesting to watch what I'm doing and see it in delayed time in the actual chat room. So thanks for liking the show so far, wherever you are. I'm going to be a little on the quiet side from time to time. This live stuff is pretty interesting, and I am thinking about even doing some live feed on Facebook, but at this point all they have is on live feed and Facebook is through what am I thinking? Through just having through Android phones. Luckily, I just got a couple of Android phones that I can play with to do that with. But before that, I was not capable because all of mine are webcams, so it was not exactly the most easy to accomplish the feat that needed to be done. It's surprising, again, the wind is non-existent, and I thought that the eye of the storm was, well, it sort of just blew off somehow when it got to us. And after all that storm and devastation that they've been having throughout the south here on the coast, coming right up the coast, and it looked like it was creeping right at us, and then it went like somebody went with the jet stream above, and it's, I mean, even streams of it is hitting New York at this point, which is like pretty interesting to say the least. Okay, now that is one thing of Illuminati that I will use. And now I'm going to do it just a little differently. I'm going to layer this part onto and then encase, because even as you layer it on something else, it still has a nice glow to it. So here we go. We're going to layer it onto this piece of clear, and then I'm going to layer clear over it, and it should still do a pretty good job here. That's one thing about Illuminati. It, surprisingly, under black light, it still excites. It still looks that nice green color. And I'm also using a very reduced flame. I'm not trying to blast it really fast and hard with the flame, because uh, Illuminati likes to boil. If you use hot, sharp flame on it. So that's why I'm keeping it slow and easy. And also, remember when you're doing, um, when you're working like I am encasing, make sure you're not forcing the glass, that you're just flowing it, heating up. You see, I'm heating up the rod that I'm melting and putting to this one right over here. I'm not going forcing it down. I'm just slowly, like with drawing with a pencil. And since I have a little bit extra, I'm going to go on a little bit further and do another quick round, because I'm just going to finish it off, as it were. Okay, I got enough to do this, I'm pretty sure. And I might even have a little nub afterwards. Yeah, you can hear the crickets are chirping away out there like nothing was going on. Okay, now I'm going to stretch this out into a rod just as it is. I'll even swirl it. Might even make some interesting swirl patterns going on with the Illuminati. Twist and swirl. I'm doing this straight from the hip, guys. Just shooting away and talking. Again, if you have anything to say, please say something. I want to let you know that this can be a two-way conversation, even though I can't hear you. Still have two people watching. That's a good thing. That's one thing, I guess, that's better in Facebook, is that people that are at least watching you, you have the acknowledgement of saying, hey, how you doing? Even though they don't say a word, because it acknowledges that they're in, or at least watching you. That's pretty cool. Now again, I'm twisting this slowly. And this is all a borosilicate based glass that I'm working with. Okay. And And as you make it round, that helps it to keep it even and round when you make it into stringers or rod. I use it, I'm going to make this into about a 6 mil rod, or maybe even a 5 mil rod thickness. And only through practice do you learn how to make sure that you're flowing the glass evenly. And this is what I call the full feed and pull method, where you're heating it up in one place and pulling it thinner in another without making it thick or thinner. Yes, it is becoming out a little bit thicker and a little bit thinner at times, but it's still flowing out of the molten glass that you have that's in your right hand. And if you have problems with that, I guess there's a way that you can probably reverse the picture so that you can. I hadn't thought about that, but there are left-handed people who are probably watching this, and you could reverse the picture somehow and watch it so that it looks like I am working left-handed, and it might make your job a little easier in learning the methods here. Now, I'm going to take this off of this rod here. Pull that right on down. For those that are in the chat room, hello again. And if you want to say something, type it into the keyboard, or if you have voice chat. If you can't, oh well. I should probably also mention that on my Facebook page that I did go live, but I didn't. That's me for you. Okay, now with this one, which is the one that we did just a little while ago, which is cool enough, I'm going to make some wings for the fly so that when I get going on it, and I'm also going to make the legs out of this. Okay, here we go. There's one wing. It's about as big as it should get. And sometimes better to have some of it's what's called prep work, where you prepare some of the pieces so that when you're getting right into the main body, all you have to do is just melt it into the piece. Okay, here we go with another wing. Press, pull. There we go. Now let's see. What else do I want? I'll take the legs out of this, so I'm going to make these a little thinner. Okay. I'm going to thin this out into stringers for the smaller legs that I'm going to make here. What I should do is say I'm still live. So is that cool enough yet? Getting there. Still a little warm, but I'm gonna work with it. My fingers. It's one thing that you do get is heat-resistant fingers from working with hot glass. I'll tell you that much. Makes it a little easier when you're doing the dishes or something like that. That you can put and clean, a load of dishes in the sink with hotter water than most people can stand. And also, sometimes if it's a little bit above lukewarm, you could take and uh, you know instead of using an oven mitt, all you have to do is just grab it and hand it to somebody else, and they'll go "Wah!" Sometimes. Okay, that's the abdomen to this fly. Now I'm going to make let me, oops, that's going to be the abdomen of the fly. It's going to have a nice interesting curlicue to it. And then I'm going to do the midsection to the fly, and then I'm going to do the head to the fly. I'll keep a stinger looking thing on it at this point, but it'll swirl later, and I'll melt it into it and make it more round. Yeah, most insects have 3 sections in them. You know, spiders have also 3 sections, but you got to put on more legs because there's 8 legs to deal with, if you know what I mean. Okay, that's the midsection, and that's where the wings are going to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch now that it's getting there. And then we're going to do the main section. Probably going to put some colored eyes and then put a little bit of the Illuminati over the eyes so that they still will glow in the under black light. Now here's where the wings come in. I'm going to do a cold weld. As you see, I heated up this rod that I was using and touched it to and just picked it up. And I'm going to heat that in. And heat the wing. Stretch it out. There we go. Might even reform it a little bit as we go. Okay, I'm now going to pick up the other wing, touch it too. I did that with a molten piece of hot glass and just touched it to the cold wing. And it's going to come off with that same spot again after, once I heat it up. Okay. Wings, here we go. That made me hungry for chicken wings. Just saying that. That's crazy. That's me, isn't it? Oh, we got another visitor. It's nice to see somebody in the chat room. If you want to type something into the so that I can see what you're saying. Hello. I'm just making an Illuminati fly to fly away and do things, right? Let's see, what would be a good color? I guess a jade green, that would be pretty interesting for an eye, and then have maybe Illuminati show up over it. That might work. We'll see how it comes out. If not, oh well. We'll get there. One eye. And another eye. I'm sorry that if you're tuning in to see Dave Groover in his lesson, it turned out that he ran out of propane and wasn't going to be able to be here tonight. So it's like I'm doing this solo, and as far as the drawing for I'm going to put that off for one more day. I was not quite ready, even though the hurricane did not happen. I guess I had gotten lazy and thinking that it would happen, so I didn't really get it all prepared, thinking I was going to have to cancel, if that makes any dumb sense. But I can still do a live demo no matter what. That's just the way I am. But I will do that. It turns out so far we've only got like about 14 or 15 people that have done up their names for the drawing, so your chances of winning have increased dramatically. You know what I mean? I guess the less people that know about it, that's better for you, I guess. Anyway, Here we go. I'm only going to put 4 legs on this, even though that, you know, flies have 6 legs. I'm just giving something for stability to stand on. I might even put a loop around its nose so that it would be like a pendant piece. There we go. I put a little bit of Illuminati over the eyes. And I think I'm going to stretch out those wings a little bit and take a little bit of them off because we don't need. I'm also using I'm only using my 5 liter per minute oxygen concentrator because I only need, if you heat up this Illuminati fast and mean, it boils. So I'm heating it up slow but sure and a little bit bushier flame so that it doesn't boil and look bad in the long run. Okay? Okay. Now, here we go. We're going to stretch that wing a little bit more off to one side. And I'll get back to that one. I'm going to take that off. Go for the other one. Slow but sure wins the race with Illuminati to make sure that you don't really boil it off. And here we go with that one. Got a little stuck to the other wing, but it's okay at the moment. There we go. Look a little bit long. I have this thing called Power of Creation. I can shorten them. I can reposition them. That's the thing about glass, in that you don't have to leave it the way it was. You're in control if you practice a lot with it and work your way around it, which is cool. Actually, that is the biggest ironic thing people say about a glass blower. They go, "Oh look, he's working with glass. Cool." Compared to the sun, yes, it is cool. Compared to room temperature, it's rather warm. I think this is turning out quite nicely. I even think I'm going to leave the abdomen as thick as it is. And I'm going to put a loop on his nose. And I'm going to call that one piece of glass. When you want it, you gotta reach way, way over to get it. Okay. I'm just gonna use clear for the loop. I enjoy the challenge of all you have to do sometimes is just ask, and I can accomplish a lot of neat things. Matter of fact, I had somebody want me to make something special, and I want to see what I can do for them tonight. That's one of the reasons why I was late. Somebody showed up to buy some glass. Anyway, there we go. Oh, you know, maybe I'm gonna ream it out a little bit with this piece of graphite so that the loop is better, stronger, and do the job. Again, it shows we have a couple of people watching. If you want to type something into the chat room so that you can say something, and I am watching that live. Oops, we have a glitch. That's I hope that's not on the up feed, uh, upping feed side and just the down watching side, I guess you could say. And that, even enough. Everything's looking nice. I'm hoping that the feed did not die out. Just the upload. I mean the download, not the upload, but just watching it. With that, I'm going to conclude the live feed. Excuse me. And tomorrow night, I'm going to do the live drawing that I said that I would do. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, it is the right one. Never mind. I'm looking to the side. Let me move it over here. Yeah. And I hope that I'm still doing things live and that this didn't glitch out and freeze up on this end too. Um, with that, thank you very much for being here. And even though Melting Memories number 5, it was a solo situation going on, um, I hope to have about 2 or 3 people that are interested in learning glass blowing, and I will definitely drop me a line and we'll chat. And there's 2 prerequisites. One, that you've got a laptop type camera or even a webcam that you can point at your torch so that I can see what you are doing. And the other is to have a microphone headset so that you can hear what we're talking about. With that, again, the things that I'm giving away are this and some nice diachroic glass. I'm going to make up a nice variety pack. It's going to have all the different colors that I do have available to me. This is just the tip of the iceberg for what I have. At one point, I picked up some at about $10 a pound, and I picked up some. Let's just put it that way. Almost spent $100. So, thank you very much, and until next time, enjoy your day.